Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. I do what I do. I just ran out of tape on the last one, so this is a part two to the lesson for the first one, which is lifting the veil of our set. Let's go. Writers in 25 Rules to Live by storyteller, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. That's what I do for you, give you life lessons. You tuning in, receiving them. I appreciate you. Numbers looking good. Let's do what we do. Right Thinkers mission, that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinkers way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline, daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, to get all right thinkers to do just that. Know thyself. That's why I'm on my grind, do what I do for you on a day-to-day basis. You tune in and do what you got to do, you'll be fine. Let's go. The idea is to know thyself. Do you know you? Question rhetorical, but you should have an answer for yourself. If you got a problem with that, stay tuned. I can help you with that. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard and don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's what I do. What I do for you. I appreciate you tuning in too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes and thinks that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. No use. A person who knows, but knows not that they know, is asleep spiritually. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my eye, be true. The tape ran out. I had to get some more space. I took it a little technical difficulty. So I'm back with the concept. We ended up at living by your morals, principles, righteous, virtuous, justice, and my favorite, order. Maya. Now, this form of spiritual practice, aka right thinking philosophy, is what is also known as mindfulness, where in the Buddhism and the Vedanta philosophies, knowing thyself is known everywhere. What they call it, a little different, but it's the same thing. Understand that. Now, watch this. Human consciousness, learning the hidden truths. That's the philosophy of Aset. Why? She learned the true name of Ra. Watch this. Aset presents the supreme sabai or teacher, preceptor of what? The hidden truths, aka mysteries. Right thinkers who attain, spiritual knowledge daily by what? Listening to my shows and the teachings of my Aset, aka right thing philosophy, which is patterned after the concepts of Aset also. And watch this. The task of all right thinkers, you know where I'm going with this, is to continuously reflect upon those lessons that I teach, implement them in your life. Oh, until the what? The veil of ignorance of and egoism is lifted. Now, this is done by listening, reflecting, and meditating on the lessons on a daily basis. And something's going to happen if you practice these things and do these things. Something's going to happen that's going to be good. Okay, that's the beauty part of it. What happened is going to be good. It's going to be different, but good. Understand that. Now, how could that happen? Through what? Righteous and virtuous living. When? Daily. AKA, I call it right living. Just doing the right thing, treating people right. That's not hard to do. And you have control over that. How you deal with people, how you react to people, you control that. So to say, what, he made me mad, she pissed me off. Okay, but they did that. You don't have to react to that. I don't control what people say, do, or intentions or act. But I do control how I deal with that across the board. That's the whole point of being God conscious, focus and understanding every situation you deal with, you want to do the right thing according by what you think is best for you. That's all. And that's not something special, okay? Trust me. Moving on. Last lesson. Oh, I got a little time. I'm gonna have some fun. I got a few things to talk about. My girl, I said I can give you a few personal stories. All right, here you go. Now, why Aset is the supreme teacher? What makes her the supreme teacher? Glad you asked. I'm gonna go to the book on the next one, but I'm gonna finish this off right here. The process of right thinking philosophy contains what? Excuse me. The process of right thinking philosophy continued intellectual refinement, reflecting on what? The teachings that will what? Lift the veil of ignorance away. Now you live what? On your mortal consciousness, which is every day symbolized by what? Oh, the veil is transcendent and Aset is revealed. When you obtain the knowledge and understanding of self, Aset is wisdom and knowledge. If you're ignorant, you can't see it. It ain't there. When you become knowledgeable of self, you obtain self-knowledge, the veil of ignorance is lifted. That's the concept. Hope you understand it. Let's go and wrap this up right quick. Now, when you transcend, and I said, okay, let's go. Now, in order to behold her unveiled form, only way that can be done, watch this, an ordinary human perception cannot be used. You will not see Isis with these eyes. Why? This is why no mortal man have ever unveiled her. Why? Ignorant. Mortal man is ignorant. The ordinary man is ignorant of himself. Okay? That's the ego. It's the personality that they don't know nothing except what they feel, what they believe or think. Watch this. Right thing philosophy teaches you how to open that third eye vision. That's the one that sees, that unveils Aset and see it for who she really is. Now you start seeing reality, wisdom and teaching, the wisdom and intellect, intuitive knowledge. That way you can function in this world a whole lot better. Now, watch this. When the third eye is open, that's when the eye can see Aset. The third eye is what sees Aset. These two can't. That's the concept. But watch this. Now, let's talk about it. What I got over here. Let's talk about unveiling Aset is what? Unveiling the true self. Okay? One must go where? Beyond the mortal, ordinary, waking, dream, sleep, or the dreamless deep state of consciousness. To what? To discover, aka unveil one's true nature, aka know thyself. Over 5,000 years, listen, 5,000 years before the rise and prominence of the cult of Aset and Asar in Greece and Rome. We were doing this 5,000 years before they came in. I remember we was living in peace and harmony for over 4,000. So we was doing our thing long before the Greeks and the Romans. Watch this. In the Greek and Roman, the Egyptian pyramid text, watch this, describe the process of spiritual transformation, aka enlightenment, through the mythology surrounding, I ain't got it on, I'm gonna say the eye, I ain't got my hoodie on, surrounding the eye motif of Haru, and it returns to the initiate following its what? Death by Set. You see the Egyptian yoga, the philosophy of enlightenment. That's my book. I got that. I'm not going to go in there, but watch this. Now, in the latter times, the struggle against Set was carried on in the mysteries of Aset, which lasted until the year 394 AD. That's after Christ. We was doing this 5,000 BCE. You get the difference how long it's been? So understand that. Watch this. So when the temple of Aset and Philae was closed by who? The Christian Zealots. You had a few Christian groups, Gnostics, the Zealots. So they had their views about worshiping God and who he was and what his name was. Everybody had a concept and theological concepts of God, so understand that. And when it closed by the Christians, the Zulaites, who had taken over Egypt, Egypt was conquered over hundreds of times by different people. So it was taken over, Egypt was taken over, and Ethiopia was never taken over. They fought, they didn't care less about the Romans, the Greeks. They wasn't going to be slaves. So the Ethiopians stood firm. Now, let me get to the next page right quick. I got a few minutes. I got a nice little lesson over here. Where we at? Here you go. Yeah, I'm going to be right here. It says here, it is to be understood that spiritual right thinkers, aspirates, implies what? Seeking the union with or becoming one with the thing being sought, because this is the only way to truly know something. You don't want to believe in God. You want to become one with God. That's what I've been trying to tell you. You and God are one. Once you realize he's in the head, you be conscious of that, you become one with God. Watch this. Watch this. You can have opinions about what it is to be like a whale. Okay, let's use that for example. I like to use God. You can have an example of thinking about God, but what you would never exactly know until what? You become one with them. Okay, calm down. God unfolding all that exists. God unfolding all that exists is what? The one being worthy of veneration and identification with. You want to become one with your higher self, God, whoever you want to call him, but you want to become one with them to know him. This, watch this, knowing, again, knowing, not believing, this knowing of Netta, aka God, is the goal of all right thinkers in all spiritual practices. Religions, all of them have one goal: to get you to know God. I want you to get you to know him personally. They give you a roundabout way and a whole bunch of sketch. I'm gonna make it real clear and plain for you. Why? Because that's how we did it. It ain't that hard to get to God. Thinking you got to pay 10% of your career earnings to get to God because somebody can give you a whole bunch of dogma and rhetoric about what they think about it. You can't do that for yourself. Really? This is the supreme goal of what? Which must be kept in mind by all right thinkers. I don't need church. I go to church to fellowship. Tell you that. Second order, let's understand this. We got a few numbers here. I'm gonna go through them quick as I could. Now the second, in order to discover the hidden nature of God. How could you do that? Believers, did he tell you? Right thinkers, we do. Emphasis is placed on what? Studying. You study to show myself approved. So y'all say that, but how many people follow that Bible who study it? Study and inquire what? Into the nature of things. Ask questions, get clarity, get understanding. If it's a parable that you don't understand, it means nothing. You can't use it like me giving you a tool. Don't tell you how to use it. It's no good to you. So information that you can't use is useless information. Most of Christian dogma is just that, useless information, somebody else's story. And if you understand the message, that might work for you. Wow, that's all it is. The story with a message. I do that every day. So please understand. And the next question, who am I? You ask the average person who they are, they're going to tell you their name. They're going to tell you their sex. They're going to tell you everything except who they are. Right thinkers, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Know that and you know yourself. Sorry, I did a little touchy to calm down. I'm amped up right now. Why? What is the what is the universe composed of? Again, ask questions. They should have the answers. I do. Another question, who is God? Do you know? Moi. You. You just need to understand it. I know that. I'm trying to get you to understand it. Watch this. How am I related to God? He's part of us. Life is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to him. You can worship, praise, and do what you want, or do nothing. It's your choice, but If you worship and praise, you got something coming. If you do something else, nada. Okay, so watch this. These are the questions which, when pursued, lead to the discovery of the self, aka God. I use the higher self, God. Those who do not engage in this form of inquiry, aka learning about themselves, want to know who they are, those people will what generate a reality what for themselves. Here we go, according to their beliefs. If you live on your belief, you living wrong. Stop right there. I ain't gonna go into all that. Watch this. Some people believe they have the answer. I told you that. Those who believe and think they know and they don't, they dangerous. Watch. Those who believe they have the answers, that the that there is nothing else. This is it. After this, okay. So you live for now. Not smart. Why? It's been proven there is something else. Why? If you study, you know that there's something other than us. Why? Stuff here that we didn't put here. Stuff here that we don't control. So it's somebody else, a higher self. Moving on. I hate trying to play that proving God because that's not what it's all about. Now, watch this. Some people believe, okay, we just did that, believe they had an answer and that the universe, watch this, the universe is atoms and electrons or energy, which is true scientifically. You got others believe that the body is the soul and that there is nothing else. You are wrong, ignorant and wrong. Still, others, watch this, still believe that the mind is the soul or that there is no soul and no God. Don't waste your time with them. Tell them to hold your breath. See how long that'll last. The first qualification for a serious right thinking aspirant is what? That you have a serious, first of all, you gotta be serious about it. Serious conviction that you are greater than just finite individual mortal body. It's more to me than just this physical body. We all should know that. We got a brain, so that tells you right there that you are an immortal being, aka spiritual being, who is somehow mixed up in a temporary form, aka the body. Spiritual being having human experience. However you define that, how you got there, I don't play that game. The spirit got to come here and learn a lesson. I agree that you need to wake up the consciousness with the heart, so the heart mind coherence, aka know thyself. So if you know who you are, that's the ticket that you want to punch for the afterlife. But if you don't believe there's one, don't waste your time. Just do what you gotta do. Don't worry about it. I'm not here to prove nothing to nobody about God. I'm here to teach you so you can know about him for yourself. That's my intent. That's my goal. That's my mission. Now, if this conviction is present, then you are what? Stepping on the road to what? Enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment, knowing the higher power, being enlightened with knowledge of God. The teachings that I give will be useful to you if you choose to follow them. Those who hold other beliefs, that's right, are being led to what? Led by ignorance and lack of spiritual sensitivity as a result of their beliefs. I'm hell bent on that belief thing. Why? Because it won't serve you in the long run. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. So, in belief work right now, okay, but do it get you where you want to go? No, it won't. I can tell you that. Moving on. Thus, their beliefs, watch this, will create a reality, which is now for them based on what? Those ill-gotten and wrong beliefs. They will need to what? Travel the road, here you go, of nature. Spiritual transformation will guide them in what? In time toward the path of spiritual aspiration. You want more, you want to be better. This is what right thinking philosophy gives you the opportunity to do just that. Know thyself is the end goal. Knowing thyself is lifting the veil of ignorance of my eye. I'm out. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Didn't want to take up too much of your time. I wanted to get that lesson in.